If you take 100 adult millennials, those aged 18 to 35, 34 of those never or seldom attend church, while 38 are attending a few times a year for holidays or in desperate times, and only 28 of that 100 would be attending once a week. This isn't to say that they are religiously more unaffiliated, however. 50% of millennials actually refer to themselves as strong members of their faith as of the late 2000s. If such a large portion of millennials are still religious, why are they avoiding churches? For starters, a large majority of millennials are suffering from what they view as bad experiences from the churches they attended with their family as children. One woman, Megan Phelps Rupert, grew up in the Westboro Baptist Church, which she is no longer a member of. Members are often known for their hostile, offensive, and aggressive behavior towards any person that is not a member of their church. They routinely travel across the United States to protest at funerals, rallies, and any other event they come across. In her first protest, she stood on a street corner in the heavy Kansas humidity, surrounded by a few dozen relatives, with her tiny fist clenching a sign she couldn't yet read: "Gays are worthy of death." She, like many others who have lived in an extremist church society, were taught that the best way to express one's faith is to hate on anyone who disagrees. The viewpoints of churches such as these are the reason why many millennials are unable to find their belonging in churches. First off, religious establishments just simply don't play as big a role in society as they once did. People seem to have strayed away from their faith due to a change in their values and priorities. Many millennials are less likely to say that religious life is important to them when compared to any other generation. This is the cause of a society that is forever changing and evolving. Today's society is all about being yourself and not just going with the crowd. We are all about being different and expressing ourselves in unique ways. People just don't feel the need to attend church every Sunday anymore. Going along with the increased freedom of expression, religion is a way of expressing yourself as well. So many people are moving away from your traditional Christianity or Catholicism and into more modern religions they feel actually show their beliefs. Some of their ideas do not conform to the traditional teachings of the Bible and can deter many millennials from joining a church. Finding the right church that can respect everyone's ideas despite what the Bible may or may not imply can be a scavenger hunt that many millennials don't have time to start. A large majority of millennials are currently juggling relationships, college, work, and in some cases, a family. When these young adults are not spending hours upon hours taking tests or listening to lessons, they are working or helping their families. In 2016, millennials on average were working 45-hour weeks, most of which had work schedules that could change at the last minute, working nearly 4 more weeks a year than the working class did in 1979. Churches simply are not accommodating these young adults' schedules. Churches are becoming more and more like country clubs. Becoming a recognized and valued member of the community requires more time involvement than these adults can give. They are expecting to volunteer for fundraisers or youth programs while attending church once or twice a week. Little to no millennials are willing to lose more sleep than they already are for a community that cannot give them an immediate sense of involvement in proper worship. Some churches, like New Way Church in Stark County, Ohio, has tried to fix this issue by creating a church free of the typical practices of a traditional church. 2 services are introduced on Sundays, one at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. to allow those with changing schedules to have more options. They have also exchanged pews for that of tables, where food, textbooks, drinks, and even phones are accepted. They even have live bands and coffee shops and no dress code. Of course there are regulars, however, the one-time visit by someone every month or so isn't seen as unordinary or less than. People are willing to attend as little or as much as they prefer and be treated with the same respect and given the same opportunities as long-term members. This church is offering immediate involvement without a smothering atmosphere by those with seniority. Whether churches such as the New Way Church are working is indeed still in question. However, it is a step in the right direction. Millennials, for the most part, are still a religious generation, but churches are becoming more and more obsolete in their eyes. They cannot fit around a millennial schedule, nor does it provide a comforting place to discuss their ideas. This generation is more open to the idea that you don't need to go to a church to properly worship God. This viewpoint isn't hurting anyone besides churches who get a majority of their funds from their members. If churches hope to increase millennial attendance, then they need to start focusing on making church communities less of a country club and more of a coffee shop for those of like minds.